does seem as though Nigeria's former president, Goodluck Billy Jonathan, who's a doctor, of course, will be one of those leading candidates to confront the incumbent President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 presidential poll. And this is coming from a close ally of the Bayelsa-born politician, and this is confirmed, to journalists. Well, the ally, who is also in the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, as Jonathan had told our correspondents that the plan to draft the former president to contest on PDP's platform had gone far, and that he had accepted, adding that the former was going into the race to find ways of addressing Nigeria's rising poverty, looking into the hardship that we are facing, and even the general suffering that has gripped the citizenry in recent years. Could this be the reason behind the faces on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper earlier this morning? When we saw the president's face, we saw Atiku Abubakar's face, we saw Peter Obi's face, we saw Amechi's face, we saw Jonathan's face also in the race, and there has been some who have also said that we have not even started talking about Kwankwaso just yet, right? We've not even started to look into that part, because as it stands now, the North as a political bloc, they're having a tough decision to make regarding who it will be that will come in 2027 presidential election, as no fewer than 5 politicians are on its radar for endorsement. Right now, the 5 leading politicians hoping to get the nod of mainstream North, which is including President Bola Ahmed Tinubu already, I'd mentioned earlier. Rotimi Amechi, also former Rivers State governor, is also part, of this list. But although some Northerners are considered to be eyeing the Aso Rock top seat, there are some statements by key stakeholders who contend that a Northerner succeeding President Tinubu will hurt the North-South power rotation principle, and that it will create, some sort of instability in the polity. Right. Well then, we have seen where Femi Falana, in his words, could this be why he is saying that criminal touts are now in charge of politics in Nigeria? I mean, he's a human rights lawyer. He has lamented only yesterday, right? He lamented that politics in Nigeria is now in the hands of criminals and touts, and that these people care little or nothing about investing in the country's economic prosperity, as well as the well-being of its citizenry. But this leads us to the discourse that we'll be having this morning, and as this discourse suggests, Peter Obi's one-term pledge sparking intense debate in Nigeria's polity. Little wonder we are seeing that move by the PDP, or from the PDP, trying to field a former president, Dr. Ebele Jonathan, right there as its candidate. Well, as sources are, beginning to say. But I don't know, but I don't know what y'all think. I mean, there's been arguments that's been saying that, hey, which politician will come into the spotlight, into that position, into that seat of presidency that is so sweet, by the way, even though it bears its own cross, and would want to leave after 4 years. In fact, I saw a post that suggests that the majority of the North are skeptical of Obi's submission for a 4-year single-term leadership. That's right. Could this be why they are entrusting that Jonathan might be a better candidate to complete the 4-year, 4 years for the South? Could that be the case? But anyways, Peter Obi has made some very strong statements over the past few days, and this is already causing a lot of issues. I'd like us to go take a listen to something he said, right, and something some other person said, and let's see how far that goes.
This country belongs to you. Back your country. This country belongs to you. It is your future that they are toying with. You must take it back from them. It is not their country. And you must take it back from them. And how will you take it back from them? How will you take it back from them? When they invite you, go to your local government and ask the local government chairman who receives 100 million naira every month. What does he do with it? He will tell you no problem. Yes, he's buying new jeep. This is somebody who has never seen car in his life. He now uses jeep. His wife has become first lady of the local government. You go everywhere, a convoy will pass you. They say it's first lady of the state. First what? This man, this woman is like they used to tell me then, hey, Peter, you're not treating your wife fairly. Peter, you're not doing this. That this is this. I said, no. There's so many costs. If I tell you little, if I have time and tell you cost of governance here, you won't be here. When I came back, when I started, we had about 10 governors guest house. I said, what is governor going to do with this? I go to work in the morning, I go back in the evening. I'll come back. My cook then will cook about food that about 50 people will eat. I said, what is this for? They were killing one cow every day. I said, what is this for? He said, Your Excellency, I'm doing it in case if you come back with people. I said, have you ever seen me come back here with anybody?
Well, you already heard. I mean, could this be why there's skepticisms about Peter Obi coming on for 2027, right? Is this a political game where Jonathan is being tipped for the 2027 under the People's Democratic Party? Could this be why the APC too seems to be jittery of a Peter Obi? I mean, it's understandable. Politics, game of numbers, politics is also a mind game. Politics, of course, gets to the place of you say one thing just for people to believe you during campaigns, and then you come to the office, you sit there, and the next thing you're doing the direct opposite. What could exactly be the fear, right, in this sense? Now, we are not speaking for a Peter Obi, but we're just looking at why this man is becoming the issue for, whether it's ADC, the APC, the PDP, and even within the LP. But so we can just talk about this and see where we are going with the trajectory of our political system in this country, Nigeria. Let's also listen to a commentary someone put out there. Yeah, someone who is putting out a commentary trying to help us understand what may be the fears behind this entire brouhaha that we are seeing in
even
political
if Peter
scene.
Obi swore by a shrine, they still wouldn't believe him. Another call for a psychiatric evaluation, not a debate, not a policy critique, a mental assessment. That is where we are now, in a political space where promising to step down after 4 years, not stealing, not rigging, but stepping down after 4 years is what provokes the loudest outrage. You see, the attacks on Peter Obi's vow aren't about logic. They are about fear, a very specific kind of fear. The fear that someone might actually mean what they say. The political class is shaken, not because one man said he served a term and leave, but because he has a track record that makes that vow believable. That's what unsettles them. The words weren't loud, but the credibility behind them was deafening. Let's talk about the psychiatric comment. It came from someone who holds a title as a professor of economics, a former CBN governor, and yet someone who once confused banks with burials in a weak attempt to discredit Obi's legacy in Anambra State. So if we are going to examine someone's mental fitness for public commentary, maybe we'll start with those struggling to separate lending institutions from production industries. The truth is, these criticisms aren't new. They are recycled responses to something Nigerian politics doesn't know how to process. That is intentional brevity. A man saying, I don't want to stay forever, that doesn't fit the script. Because in this system, politicians don't just run for office, they try to occupy it like ancestral land. They don't exist, They expire.
Okay, now that's the part that got me. Politicians in the politics that we play in Nigeria, politicians, they want to stay there as if it's an ancestral land. They don't exist. They just want to expire. I mean, haven't we seen that a couple of times where people will, cling on to power, stay there for upteen times? We've also seen where certain persons' tenures have been extended, and there's been talks in favor and against, such extension, saying that, hey, don't you think that you might be closing the door for some of the person who is qualified to be in that position to do the same thing? Can't the person who's going to be there continue whatever good thing that the previous or the predecessor has started? Can the person continue it? But yeah, it also goes to the place of a 50-50 chance, because most of the time the people who take over from their predecessors, they never ever continue what it was that their predecessor has started. And it takes us to the kind of government or the type of policies or the kind of governments that we run. There is no continuity, and we've been talking about it over and out. We keep talking and talking about it. Even if there was going to be some sort of continuity, the continuity is shrouded in a mysterious or a new a pathway, walking in the same path but not walking in line with the predecessor's innovation. Now you create your own name and say, okay, you want to, maybe the predecessor put poverty alleviation program. That's what it's called, poverty alleviation program, PAP. You now come and say, no, I will not continue. I'll discontinue poverty alleviation program, and I will now create my poverty must be eradicated. Poverty must be eradicated, PMRB or PMB or whatever you want to abbreviate it. So they abandon the other one, they create their own, allocate new funds, get new people into that system, and these people begin to learn the ways, trying to say, okay, how do we start? Well, let's form committees, monies will now be pumped in and all of that. And yes, we've seen that go on and on and on. Well, why do you think this is becoming an issue in this country? I mean, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidacy has declared his intention for 2027, and he has said he's going to serve for just 4 years. This pledge is sparking intense debate in Nigeria's polity. I mean, there's been notable people agreeing to his promise. Others also seen it as a sign of desperation or even a political gimmick. Well, this conversation has attracted notable figures. Now, I'll just go name names of those people who are in agreement and as well as against. Now, we've seen the founder and first national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, in the person of Chief Chekwes Okorie, right, who described Obi's pledge as a sign of desperation. Dr. Joseph Ono, former Southeast campaign spokesman of President Bola Tinubu, criticized Obi's promise, calling it rhetorically appealing but fundamentally impracticable, right? Senator Neda Imasuen, a former LP chieftain turned APC member, believes one term is insufficient to solve Nigeria's problem. Now, Chimamanda Adichie, who's an award-winning novelist, supports Obi, stating that he's driven by service, not ambition. There are also other notable figures who have contributed to the discourse, including Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe, chairman of the Southeast Senate Caucus, right? Chief Peter Ame, National Secretary of the Coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP, Biodun Sanya Olu, who's a former senatorial candidate of the PDP in Ogun State. Prince Dayo Adeyeye, National Chairman Swaga, Dr. Ken Robinson, the immediate past National Publicity Secretary of PANDEF, Joseph Ambake Derimo, convener of the South-South Reawakening Group. You name it, quite a number of people. But then Obi's term pledge is also seen as a strategic move to address concerns over prolonged tenures and potential power, imbalances. Now, he has set out some agenda. Now, his agenda includes tackling insecurity, reviving the economy. He has talked about promoting small businesses, improving food availability, and accessibility, as well as enhancing hands in education. But is this not the same script? Is this not the same script that everybody else has been using on us? And yet we are where we are. Hasn't Mr. President, I'm talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, also said that, look, if I don't deliver power to you in 4 years, don't vote me come 2027? Well, he has also made that speech. So when are we ever going to hold our leaders accountable for what they say during campaigns? Whenever are we going to do that? Because it doesn't stop at just saying it. And one can actually understand the place of critics who say that, hey, coming bold and loud and telling us how you're going to do this and do that, look, it's all balderdash. We cannot bank on it because we have seen past antecedents, maybe with your person, but with other persons who are politicians too, who have said and unsaid, done and undone, and yet they always end up the same. In fact, the debate is underscoring a clash between Obi's reformist ideals and Nigeria's entrenched political culture. Critics are dismissing his pledge as being opportunistic, yeah? And he's talking about accountability, talking about youth empowerment, talking about reforms. Really? And in fact, the one that is breaking the camel's backs now is where he says the unthinkable, the almost unreachable, the one that lacks feasibilities in certain quarters, that give me 4 years and I'll do all of these things. Give me 4 years. Now, one of the key points too is this discourse. Don't worry, I'll be opening the phone line, so y'all tell me what you think, in line with this. What are the basics, the key points of his proposal? He said that he want to be focused on anti-corruption. That's his campaign. Economic reform, improved governance, that's what he's looking at. But what are the key stuff? He's saying that he's vowing that he's going to hold on to 4-year term. That's 48 months. Enough for a focused leader to make a meaningful difference. That's what he says. As an agenda now, he's talking about tackling insecurity and ensuring safety for citizens, reviving the economy, promoting small businesses, improving food availability and accessibility, and for the benefit of all Nigerians. That's talking about education and healthcare. And then, of course, he's also saying that there is a need to be open to a coalition discussions, because it emphasizes any alliance must focus on addressing Nigeria's critical issues such as insecurity, economic recovery, and food security. And of course, he has denied rumors of a joint ticket with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and he's reaffirming his commitment with the Labour Party right there. But hey, come on again, think about it. This is also one politician who was moved from, is it Abga now? Into the People's Democratic Party, and now to the LP, and there are talks about an ADC. It's more like what the agriculturists will say, those agriculturalists will say, shifting cultivation. I think that's exactly what the politicians and Nigerians are really, really concerned about. It's more of a shifting cultivation. And you walk on this farm today, then you shift to another farm, or it's not even crop rotation. No, it's not crop rotation. Crop rotation has to mean the same farm, but if you planted legumes, groundnut and all of that, the next time it will be grain, the next time it will be veggies, then that's crop rotation on the same farm. But this one, shifting cultivation. Move from here to there, anywhere the belle face, anywhere that is favorable. I think that's just what it is. Because of what you want to attain the place of presidency. So if you say that he's desperate Well, the signs quite show it. But I really want to know what you think the political game would be come 2027, especially with that statement of a 4-year single term. Is that even enough to change Nigeria, to reform Nigeria for any serious leader? That's what he says. So meaning that every other leadership has been unserious based on his quotes, right? So he's saying 4 years, give me 4 years, and I will do wonders. And this wonders, of course, is what quite a number of persons are saying. Let's be realistic. That's a tall dream. In 4 years? Well, I'll open the phone lines now. You tell me what you think already. 4-year single term for an OB who is saying, as other politicians are saying, that, oh, they will do this, but then in the end, when they cling into power, they always do the other, and that is always not favorable to the common man, because most of the time it is you and I. Every time. Did I just say most of the time? No. Every time it is you and I that is affected. The massive loss of jobs, the no jobs, the favoritism, the ethnic agenda, the religious sentiments, I mean, all of these get played out in the end. I said it before. I said it was going to be a conversation between you and I. Let's talk about our antecedent as a nation. Let's talk about our antecedent when it comes to politics. Over time, let's talk about it. It's just you and I, taking over the political realms this morning. 0907 353 0044 is that number to call. The other number, 0908 766 8888. Hello and good morning.
Good morning, Sodwa.
Yes, good morning to you. Honorable Edwards from Apple.
Yes,
from the
phone, yeah.
Yes.
This all of you. You see, I'm hearing this for the first time about Goodluck Jonathan. Yes. That is a very serious project.
Right.
Because Obi is talking about 110, tenure here.
Yes.
A lot of people have been promising us. Promising. By the time they get there, you will not. In fact, the first day in the office, they'll start campaigning about the second tenure. Okay, now look at between Jonathan and the Obi. Jonathan is well secure. He's 1 term, even by law. He cannot do more than 1 term. So if not, I also waited to that the presidency should go to win not. I am telling you, if it's from that particular point, they will vote for Goodluck Jonathan. Because Obi has, by law, his cover to go into another term. But Jonathan will not do that. And don't forget what Jonathan did when Buhari defeated him. That in Nigeria has tremendous respect on him.
Right.
So we don't believe in our leaders. But in his own case, I am disturbed. I think that's the only person that can compare with Tinubu.
Can I ask
and
you a
he's
question?
having a good record everywhere now.
Yeah.
Very good record.
Who's that?
A lot of people will sympathize with him.
Who's that? Goodluck Jonathan?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you a
He has a
question?
good record.
Can I ask you a
Yes,
question?
go ahead.
Do you think
Yes.
4 years is enough to cause a massive change like the type OB is submitting? Education, healthcare. It says for a serious leader. 4 years.
My brother, let me tell you something. Less than 4 years, a good leader who's ought to help this country, less than 4 years is more than enough.
Okay.
But it's just for you to proactive. The day you are coming, they are swelling you in, swelling your ministers. Give them the office to start work. Before getting to office, definitely you know what on what is on ground. You know what? It's not this one that they will be campaigning, and when they get to that office, they will not do it. That's the problem.
Right.
That is Goodluck Jonathan with how he, I think he's slow about this country now. As an APC member, I'm telling you that Goodluck Jonathan election will be a serious one.
Okay. Okay.
They should avoid both. Atiku is there, Obi is there, money or there. I mean, they may end up going to other political parties to contest. They will divide. If they divide their vote, forget Tinubu is going back. That is another thing.
Right.
But that good Lord Jonathan, I did not will vote for good Lord Jonathan because it is legally secured.
Okay.
But Peter Obi, we have heard from them. We have heard from politicians. All those things. And it's true because what we are seeing in this country. He said when you get to power, that will be light. But have you seen anyone?
No. Nigerians are still asking for that power.
At the time, look at we are even paying. You say you are by air. You are paying for darkness. So is that what we were expecting? So these are the issues.
All right, Honorable.
The devil you know is better than the angel. You don't have a deal.
Okay. I get that.
Thank you.
Right where it says the devil you know is better than the angel that you don't know. But then sometimes some people will say, some people who would also say, let's be critical. Sometimes try the devil. You just might not know how angelic the devil is before the angel that you thought you had, who probably was the real devil. But anyways, though, I'll just put a peg now. Let's go on a quick recess, pay some bills. We'll be right back in a short bit. This is Eagles Outlook, where we talk politics and current affairs. Don't go away.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
This is Nigeria, where every new day brings a fresh chance to dream bigger, push harder, and live confidently. But true confidence is more than hope. It's knowing that no matter where you are, no matter who you are, you're protected, empowered, and ready for the journey ahead. At Sanlam Alliance, we believe confidence isn't just for a few, it's the right of everyone. That's why we have come together, uniting the strength of a Pan-African giant and a global leader to give you the financial protection and solutions you need to succeed. Because when we come together, we protect more, we achieve more, and we all rise together. Sanlam and Alliance is now Sanlam Alliance. Sanlam Alliance. Live with confidence.
Things they happen for our community, eh?
Now I can recoup back all the money I have spent on this annoying family.
Hey, yeah. That woman own don't finish.
My dear, let's go and greet them, okay?
Hey! Join Media Coalition and Awareness to hold trafficking, MICAS, on I Wish I Knew radio drama and program every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Join us to kick human trafficking out of our society. I Wish I Knew radio drama and program is brought to you by MICAS and funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark.
Back from recess now and still taking your calls because we are still examining, what is causing the political chaos where indeed APC had come out to saying they don't trust the words of a Peter Obi who says 4 years is enough for me. I will not go beyond 4 years. I'll just leave it at 4 years. After all, he's a politician, and would you blame them? I mean, they are politicians too. I mean, members of the APC. And Nigeria, we already know how the politicians will always come on to say one thing and do the direct opposite. Well, giving you the number though, 0907-353-0044. Taking this call right here and on here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Mike. I'm calling from Dawaki.
All right, Mike, welcome aboard. Talk to me, Mike.
Thank you very much. I think looking at the the proposal of Peter Obi. Now the question is, can it be done? Can it change the present situation of the country in 4 years? Now, if you take a critical look at what is happening at Enugu State, Abia State, how many years have they come into power? I think these 2 years into their reign. Look at the changes they have already effected into those states. You discover that 4 years, it can't even be a turnaround completely. If you said, okay, 4 years is not enough. 8 years of worry enough to change. It did not change. Was 16 years of PDP enough to change? It did not change. Will 8 years of Tinubu be enough to change? It will not. So it's not even an issue of saying, okay, 4 years is not enough. A man said, okay, give me this 4 years and see what I will do. Now let's take a look at what is happening in Burkina Faso, for example. Yeah, we may say, okay, that is what the military rim. That is what a military rule. That is what times we look at the issue of, okay, we may say, okay, the worst democracy is better than what the best military regime, of which I find it difficult to subscribe to that kind of school of thought. With what that young guy is doing, you discover that what, give him time and you will see what he will change. 4 years, let's see what the Burkina Faso will look like. And this man has said, okay, even if it is not a turnaround, let him set a pace, a precedent at what? Even after that 4 years, another person coming will now say, okay, now this is where we are. This is what we are doing. Now, continue on this path. You discover that what? We are heading somewhere. But in a situation where we say, okay, everything is not what? It's not working the way it is. And we say, okay, let's just sit down. It's based on promise. Even if it succeeds, you say, okay, come in 4 years. And as he said, change the economy, affect the economy in a very percentage, and look at the electoral reform and make sure that he put everything in order in these 4 years. He has done something that others will come and say the pay. And but this issue of, okay, we are looking at, okay, PDP said, okay, bringing Jonathan, it is what? Permanenting Tinubu on the seat as he stands. Because if I don't even think, well, I feel even to say, okay, whether good law will still come back and say, okay, let me come out. I don't even believe so. But when you look at it critically, you discover that what the coalition is doing. That is why I somehow blamed Atiku. I look at him as what? He is not a calculative politician. He is just a money spender politician. Why? Because he has every opportunity, every privilege now for him to hit his chest and say, Emilio, the way Tinubu did. Why and how? Because Tinubu came out and made sure that what? He stood with Buhari and said, Buhari more. And he threw everything behind him and seeing that what? Buhari won the election, came back the second time and finished the 8th year. And from every indication, now the power is now shifting from the north to the south. He now beat his chest and said, okay, it is my turn. Knowing fully well that what the APC was on seat, it will be difficult to say, okay, defeat them. He worked on that platform and making sure that what he succeed. And if Atiku throwing his mind behind Obi, who has said, okay, only 4 years, and after these 4 years, the power is shifting back to the north, then Atiku can beat his chest, knowing fully well that what the coalition now, they are ADC, they are now what on the roller coaster, they are on the seat. Then it will be a little bit easy for him to say, he will beat his chest and say, okay, I have supported it, I have sponsored it. If not, looking at articles from the beginning, immediately after he turned out as well, the vice president to Obasanjo, he has not supported anybody except he contest and lose at the primary. If not, he push himself forward.
My brother.
Any given opportunity.
Yeah, my brother. For want of time, but yeah, you've made some strong points right there. We appreciate your thoughts, so we can have.
So let him just try and work and support it. So that he will now look at himself and say, okay, yes, it is my turn, and it will happen in 2031. He will clinch it, but without doubt. Let him just keep on and spending his money and say, okay, you will do it. It will be difficult. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Keep spending your money, though, he says to the former vice president. If you're not throwing support for a candidate, and thinking going on a long goose chase right there. Anyways, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, my brother.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Joseph is my name.
Mr. Joseph. Where are you calling
Joseph
from?
is my name, calling from Apo.
All right, Mr. Joseph, let's get into it as quickly as you can.
Hello, I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, welcome aboard, my brother. Welcome. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it already. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts over the coming back of committed president that would never had this for the second tenure is that if he comes, there will be total cleansing in this country.
Okay.
If it is election-wise, we sweep everything.
So is this what you think politicians are afraid of?
Is that?
Is this why you think there's a fear? Everybody's afraid. They don't want him to come. Okay, I see.
Yes, that is it.
Okay, appreciate that from you, Joseph. Thank you so much for your thoughts as well. Okay, if you let him get into it, he's going to turn down, he's going to bring about a total overhaul, and those who have, those significant few, or would I say insignificant few now, that have been holding Nigeria and Nigerians by the jugular, milking us of our collective resources, would not really have a place to hide no more. But I see a message right here. This is coming from who now? This is coming from Abbas, reporting from Dutse. Abbas is saying, on Peter Obi pledging 4 years, I think it's just a political strategy to woo the electorate. If Peter Obi is proposing 4 years for himself, it means he must have someone to continue from where he must have stopped. But because you can't finish all the planned projects in 4 years, besides, in all what Obi have said, he will do, I beg to differ. No man can revamp Nigeria in 4 years. These are an obvious reality showing that Peter Obi doesn't understand what is called political serendipity. And it means you don't know what you're going to face in Asarok. The problems are numerous and it varies. Nigeria's problems is never stable. When you have regional, ethnic, social, political, and insurgency right before you, unless Peter Obi has the magic wand that he can do the unthinkable. Please let our politicians start being realistic with their political campaign. Some of us are not so gullible. Abbas, thank you so much for that one. And we see this one here. And okay, I don't know. Kunle is what you said right now. I don't think it's something I should air. But anyways, thanks all the same for reaching out. But let's see. Can we take maybe one more call? Okay, time is not my friend, but I can still push this through. Let's just take this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes,
hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning to you, please.
My honorable
doctor, if you can,
my fantastic and also what angelic mechanizer,
Dr. Prince Ike. I know. Welcome aboard. In fact, I'm giving you 1 minute. I'm squeezing you in right now. So 1 minute, please.
Okay. God bless you.
All right.
Well done, sir.
Yes.
Greet everybody, especially the few members of this wonderful radio station.
Okay, doctor.
The journalists, all of them, the broadcasters. May God reward you people.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Prince Ike.
4 years is a wonderful time for somebody to change the narrative of any family, society, any country. Obi is not desperate for him to become the president of this wonderful nation, giant of Africa, the most popular black nation. But he's a man that will have what it takes, to be the president of this country. Can you remember what he did in Anambra State? I don't know why is it that many of us who are Nigerians are short-sighted Understand? We are too forgetful. Understand me? Changing the mantra of greatness.
Okay, doctor.
Somebody who can what? Give us.
The 1 minute is up now. So
I'm running off.
I have to go now.
Who can?
I have to go.
Sir.
I have to go.
Who can give us social protection?
Yes.
Economical protection and balance, and philosophical and academical protection.
Okay.
I want him to come so that Nigeria is going to test a good governance and also in a good government.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a blessed day, sir. May God bless you, sir.
Appreciate that from you. It says he should come so that Nigerian can have a taste of what good governance and what politics should really be about. I mean, a lot of people have waded in. I mean, but you should also know that there has also been some countries that have similitude with what Obi is saying, but stakeholders are saying we can't trust what Obi has said, because the truth is politicians in Nigeria especially will always be politicians. Well, let's see what goes on. I mean, the discourse is still ongoing, and quite a number of Nigerians, as well as our eyes, being the eagle's eyes, giving an eagle's outlook and perspective view into the situation. We'll be waiting in at every point in time and keeping you updated. My name is Uduak Daniel.
You are about to experience eargasm.
Hello Nigeria. Hello Africa. Do you want to work in the healthcare sector? Do you want to be a trained, certified nursing assistant?